Okay, let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed officers of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants, whom you've been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our county and of those whose interest you have committed to our church. Amen. Clerk.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages.
Okay, honorable members, I have received a message from His Excellency the Governor, Professor Hilary Parchok, which was received at my office on 20th September 2024. In the message, the Governor conveyed his nomination of persons for the position of members and secretary, stroke CEO of the County Public Service Board. In this message, the Governor, pursuant to Section 58A of the County Government Act 2012, forwarded the names of the following persons for vetting and approval by the County Assembly for subsequent appointment to their respective positions. Number 1, member Dr. Cecilia Bosvenia-Tich of ID number 100572. 2, member Mr. Bol Kirui of ID number 2491619. And number 3, member Ruto Gibiakon Wesley of ID number 216494661. Honorable members, pursuant to Standing Order 42.3c, I refer the message to the Committee on Appointments, which has a period of 21 days to deal with the matter and report to the County Assembly in accordance with Section 9.1 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act 2017. Thank you. On our public gallery, honorable members, there are members of the public who are representing Guresiet Self-Help Group on a visit on civic education from Bomet Central, Silver Township Ward. They are composing of 20 members. I want to take this opportunity to welcome them to this assembly, that you are highly welcome. And thank you so much for having time to be here this afternoon. While you will be in the public gallery, you will be required to make observation in silence. Thank you so much. I'll ask honorable member from Silver Township to accord them a word of welcome. Honorable Josephat.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm not a member from Silipwe Township, but on behalf of the member from that ward, allow me to extend a warm welcome to the members of Kureshet Self-Help Group.
Kindly proceed, Honorable Member.
The Speaker, I've known the Huraya team led by some of the members from my ward, and I know the kind of civic education that they've been extending to the members of the community. The Speaker is very encouraging to find out that even the women, the youth, and men from our communities are now getting appraised on matters of leadership, governance, place. I want to really now asking for the good work that they are doing across our wards and by extension across the county in empowering our community through education. That is really lovely for them. I want to welcome them, not only today in this county assembly, but always. They are welcome to participate. To follow the activities of the assembly and also know what we are doing in matters of oversight, legislation, and representation of our people in this county assembly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the time.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Charles.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I am not trying to challenge your directives. Now, on the issue of the nominee, the issue of vetting on issues to do with Public Service Board. I want to believe it squarely lies with the labor. So I seek your guidance, Honorable Speaker, because we have committed to appointments committee, what else I believe it should have been to the labor. I stand guided, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Charles. This is a document which came to the Speaker's office through the clerk, so we defer the matter for further consultation. Thank you for your vigilance. Clerk.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Order number 6, notices of motions. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Honorable Mutai.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to seek statement from the chair of the Committee in Public Service regarding the ongoing deliberations by the County Public Service Board on staff promotions within the County Public Service. Concerns have been raised by the several staffs, members, particularly those representing by the Kenya County Government Workers Union, who feel that the promotion process is disproportionately favoring certain health workers, while some health workers are now receiving their second and third promotion. Many other county employees, especially those hired in 2014-2015 have not received a single promotion. In light of this concern, Mr. Speaker, I request the chairperson to address the following issues. 1. Confirmation of promotions considerations. Can the County Public Service Board confirm whether the promotions of staff across all departments is currently being considered, and if so, what is the timeline for this promotion? 2. Budgetary provisions. What is the total budget allocated for these promotions, and how does the projected cost of the promotions impact the overall personnel emolument budgets of the county? Additionally, are there specific budgetary provisions for each department, and how are they determined? The criteria for promotion, that is number 3. What criteria will be employed to ensure that promotion process is fair and equitable, particularly for those employees who have not received any promotion since their employment? Will seniority, years of service, and performance evaluations be considered in this process? Number 4, Mr. Speaker, comprehensive list of eligible staff. Does the County Public Service Board maintain a complete list of all staff members eligible for promotion across all the county departments? If so, can this list be shared with the Assembly to ensure transparency and fairness in the promotions process? Additionally, this list should be part of detailed records of the County Public Service employees, including their current job grades, to provide a clear overview of the workforce structure and promotional requirement across the county. Number 5, comprehensive schemes of service. Does the County Public Service Board maintain a comprehensive schemes of service or a career progressions guideline for all officers and cadres within the county government? If such a document exists, is it published and accessible to all the county officers to ensure transparency and clarity regarding the career advancement opportunities? Number 6, ensuring equity. What measures are in place to ensure that staff members who have never received a promotion are given priority in this promotion exercise? Are there specific strategies to address the disparities raised by the Kenya County Government Workers Union, particularly concerning staff such as enforcement officers, ECDs, assistants, and trade officers? Those are but the example, Mr. Speaker. Lastly, is number 7, transparency in the promotion process. What measures has the County Public Service Board put in place to ensure that the promotion process is conducted transparently and equitably, ensuring that all staff members are afforded equal opportunities for career advancement? Are there mechanisms for the staff to raise concerns or appeal decisions related to the promotions process? I beg to table.
Kindly proceed. Okay, there was a statement again which was raised. I believe the chairs should be getting credit. This is a work which was supposed to have been done in the morning. But the statement which has been raised by Honorable Mutai, I also committed to the Committee on Labor and Public Service, and to expedite and report to this House within 14 days. Honorable Chair for Labor.
Mr. Speaker, I have his blessings. He's out on official duty, and he did designate that we undertake on his behalf. Honorable Speaker, we will work on the report, though it is a voluminous report. The Honorable Member, I think it is equal to a faculty in an undergraduate program, but we will work to make sure that within 14 days we report back. Mr. Speaker, we are obliged. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Member. Again, Honorable Member, there was a statement which was also committed to you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
His committee.
There was a statement sought by the Honorable Josiah Samoe, the MCA representing Nyongore's ward. This report has been due for presentation in more than one occasion, Mr. Speaker. If you remember, when the Honorable Wesley Kiprotich stood for the chair, I was ready to present the report, only that the Honorable Member was not in the County Assembly chambers. Nonetheless, we were also supposed to read the report this morning, but we sought for more time to ask the permission from the chair, the Honorable Bernard Kimutai-Rotich, who happens to be out. And as I stand, Mr. Speaker, he has given us direct instructions to execute on his behalf. Mr. Speaker, I'm therefore rising to respond to a statement sought by the Honorable Josiah Samoe on 31st July this year regarding the case of Ms. Emily Chelangat, who was employed by the county government of Bomet as an ECD assistant at Kapgwen Primary School. Following her appointment on January 14, 2014, she served for 7 years until, I want you to quote it, her unfair dismissal in 2022. Mr. Speaker, the committee sat and sought information whether the dismissal was unfair, and I have this report to table and make public this afternoon. Mr. Speaker, as a member of the committee and on behalf of the chair, I'm honored to present this response to a statement that addresses the concerns surrounding the employment of Ms. Emily Chelangat as an ECD assistant in the county public service. Honorable Speaker, this report encapsulates our commitment to ensuring fairness, transparency, and justice for all county employees, and upholding the principles of due process in every matter that comes before us. Honorable Speaker,
kindly proceed, Honorable Member.
I'm worried, Mr. Speaker. You know, the statement seeker is sitting close to the chair. I don't know what he's asking you to. Maybe he's asking you to defer the statement again.
Not really, but keenly following.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. On the 29th of July, the Honorable Samoe, the representative for Nyongores, requested a statement that I have already said the contents. Mr. Speaker, I would like to express my gratitude to the members of the committee for their diligent work, to Honorable Samoe for his advocacy, and Ms. Chelangat for her cooperation and courage in sharing her experience. It is our hope that the findings and recommendations in this report will bring this issue to a logical conclusion. Honorable Speaker, the members of the committee are as follows: the Honorable Bernard Rotich, who is the chairperson, as well as the member for Jebunyo; the Honorable Olivia Koskei, who is a specially elected member, who is the vice chair; the Honorable Evelyn Sang, Honorable Evelyn Mivei, Honorable Philip Korir, a ranking member from Kibreres, the Honorable Fela Dijep Krui, and myself, Mr. Speaker. And all the members appended their signature in support of the report. Therefore, the report is qualified for approval because it received the approval of all the members. The Committee on Labour, which is established under Standing Order 201, Mr. Speaker, and I'm saying this deliberately because you've deferred a matter that was raised by the Honorable Chalice Langat, Mr. Speaker, about who should vet the members of the Public Service Board. I am reliably informed that the incumbent were vetted and approved by the Committee on Labour and Public Service, and they do direct oversight on the same, Mr. Speaker. The Committee on Labour, Public Service derives the mandate from the provision of Standing Order 201, subsection 5, which defines the committee function as being, I want to jump to clause number H. They have the mandate to examine any question raised by the members on a matter within its mandate. And therefore, that is why the matter that Josiah Samuel raised was referred to us. Honorable Speaker, on July 29th, I've said we received the statement and we undertook to check on it. And these are the particulars of the question that the Honorable Samuel sought clarification on the following issues that I'm about to reply to in less than 2 minutes, Mr. Speaker. The circumstances leading to the dismissal of Ms. Emily Chelangat and whether due process was followed. Honorable Speaker, we have the answer to that. Number 2 was the reasons why Ms. Chelangat has not been able to assess her retirement benefits and dues despite her 7 years of service. Mr. Speaker, we also have answers as to why she has not received and whether she was entitled to receive any gratuity or pension or not. Honorable Speaker, the third was the steps the county government of Bomet is taking to ensure that Ms. Chelangat receives her rightful benefits and any compensation for her unfair dismissal. Mr. Speaker, if she was unfairly dismissed, we already have the answers to that. Honorable Speaker, on August 6, the committee convened a meeting with Honorable Josiah Samoe, the statement seeker, to address and clarify several concerns raised by the committee regarding the statement he had requested. During this session, the Honorable Samoe provided further insights and elaborations on the matters under scrutiny. Additionally, the committee resolved to invite Mrs. Emily Chelangat to a committee meeting recognizing the importance of her direct input in clarifying the issues highlighted, allowing the committee to gain comprehensive understanding on the situation. Honorable Speaker, Ms. Chelangat was formally invited to appear before the committee on 13th August through a letter dated 8 August, reference number Bomet County Assembly /13/9/1, signed by the clerk. This letter included in this report as Annex 1. Honorable Speaker, on the appointed date, both Josiah and Emily Chelangat attended a committee session. Sorry, Honorable Speaker, both Honorable Josiah and Emily Chelangat attended the session. During the meeting, they addressed and responded to several questions and concerns raised by the committee, providing crucial insights and clarifications that were essential to the ongoing matter. Mr. Speaker, the following are the submissions by Mrs. Chelangat. Number 1 was the date of birth. She was born in the year 1962. It's good to mark that. Early career. She began her teaching career in 1984 at Cap Queen Primary School, specializing in ECD. Number 3, employment with county government. In January 2014, following an interview held in Sigor, she was employed by county government as an ECD teacher. She was initially hired on a 1-year contract basis. Mr. Speaker, born in 1962 and employed in 2014 on a contract of 1 year. It's good to take notes on that. Number 4, contract renewal. Her contract was renewed in 2016, extending her employment until 2018. Number 5, application for ECD assistant position. In 2020, she applied for the advertised position of ECD assistant. Although she was shortlisted and interviewed, she was not successful in securing the position. Honorable Speaker, it's good to know that Mrs. Emily Chelangat was born in 1962 and was interviewed in 2020. Mr. Speaker, Number 6, final contract. On September 30th, 2022, she was issued with a final contract for a period of 3 months. Upon the conclusion of this contract, she was instructed to complete the necessary clearance procedure and exit the service. Honorable Speaker, during the consideration of the matter raised by the Honorable Josiah Samoe, the committee identified the following key issues for determination. Number 1 was the employment status, whether Ms. Emily Jalangat was indeed employed by the county government of Bomet as an ECD teacher. Number 2, the duration of service, the specific period during which Mrs. Jalangat served as an ECD teacher during the county government. Number 3, and most importantly, is the terms of employment, the exact terms and conditions under which Mrs. Jalangat was employed. Number 4 is the fairness of dismissal, whether the dismissal of Mrs. Jalangat from her position as an ECT teacher was conducted fairly, or if it was an instance of unjust termination. Number 5 is entitlement to retirement benefit. If you remember, Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Josiah Samoe did ask in statement number 3 that the steps the county government of Bomet is taking to ensure that Mrs. Jalangat receive her rightful benefits and any compensation for her unfair dismissal. So, number 5 is a reply to the third question, whether Mrs. Jalangat was entitled to retirement benefits or gratuity upon retirement of her service. Number 6 was rights infringement, whether there was any infringement of Ms. Jalangat's right as an employee during her period of service or at the time of her dismissal. And finally, number 7 was the circumstances of dismissal, the specific circumstances leading to dismissal of Jalangat and whether due process was followed in her termination. Honorable Speaker, upon reviewing the responses and facts presented, the committee made the following observation as per the key issues of determination. Number 1 was whether Mrs. Jalangat was indeed employed. Observation by the committee. Mrs. Jalangat was appointed by the county of Bomet as an ECD assistant for a contract period of 1 year, effective January 14. This appointment was confirmed through a letter signed by the county secretary, one Mr. Jonathan Soy, which is annexed as Annex 2. Following her appointment, she was deployed to Kapweni ECD Center in Nyangores Ward, Chebalungu Sub-County, as detailed in a letter dated January 16, which is annexed as Annex 3. Number 2, the specific period during which Mrs. Jalangat served as an ECT teacher under the county government. Mrs. Jalangat was initially offered a 1-year contract on January 2014. However, she continued to serve until 2016, at which point she was offered a 2-year contract commencing on October 1st, 2016. She remained in her position until 2020, during which time she applied for the position of ECD assistant but was unsuccessful in securing the role. Mr. Speaker, if you can remember, this is the time when ECD teachers were being confirmed to permanent and pensionable terms. I don't know why she never secured the position, but the answers that will follow will unravel the paradox. Honorable Speaker, despite this, she continued to serve until June 2022, when she was offered a final 3-month contract. This contract included a notice of clearance and exit from service, effective upon the expiry of the 3 months, ending on September 30th, 2022. In summary, the committee observed that Mrs. Jalangat served the county for nearly 8 years, from January 14 to September 30th, 2022. However, the committee faced challenges in verifying the complete details of her service, as Ms. Jalangat was unable to provide documentation for the final 3-month contract extension, citing that these documents were lost without a trace. Honorable Speaker, the third was the exact terms and conditions under which Ms. Jalangat was employed. The committee established that Ms. Jalangat was engaged in county on contractual basis throughout her tenure in the county until when she exited service on 30th September. Number 4 is whether the dismissal from her position as an ECD teacher was conducted fairly, or if it was an instance of unjust termination. Honorable Speaker, the committee determined that Mrs. Jalangat was not dismissed from her position. I want us to mark this one, because the honorable member had said why she was dismissed unfairly. The answer is 1, she was not dismissed. She did not provide any documentation or account related to her dismissal during her appearance before the committee. The committee confirmed that Ms. Chelangat had applied for the position but was unsuccessful in the interview process. Following this, she was offered a 3-month contract we concluded on 30 September. Ms. Chelangat had reached the mandatory retirement age of 60 years in the year 2022 because she was born in 1962, and by the time she applied for confirmation on permanent and pensionable terms, she was already 58 years. She was given contract for 2 years, which ended at the time she was already 60 years. Whether Mrs. Chelangat was entitled to retirement benefits or gratuity upon the termination of her service, the committee observed that Mrs. Chelangat was not entitled to retirement benefits. After a thorough examination of all the contractual documents submitted by Mrs. Chelangat, it was found that neither retirement benefits nor gratuity was specified as part of her entitlement. The committee carefully reviewed the terms outlined in each contract and confirmed that such benefits were not included. Mr. Speaker, in a contractual letter, the employer has the prerogative to outline vividly and outrightly whether you are entitled to gratuity at the end of the contract or anything that follows that. But in this case, when we scrutinized the documents, there was no provision of such nature. Honorable Speaker, therefore, the committee found out that she was not entitled to any of the same. Finally, whether there was any infringement of Ms. Chelangat's rights as an employee during her period of service at the time of her dismissal. Honorable Speaker, the committee determined that there were no infringement of Ms. Chelangat's rights. It was established that Mrs. Chelangat received her initial contract on January 14, at which time she was 52 years old, and therefore not eligible for permanent and pensionable term, which is termed at 45 years. As a result, she continued to serve the county on a series of contracts renewal until September 22, 2022, when she reached the mandatory retirement age of 60 years. Therefore, her rights were not infringed. Honorable Speaker, after thorough examination and review of the case involving Ms. Chelangat, the committee has concluded that there were no violation of her rights during her employment with the county government of Bomet. Mrs. Chelangat's initial appointment on January 14 was for a 1-year contract, and subsequent renewal were consistent with the contractual terms outlined. The committee established that Ms. Chelangat was not entitled to retirement benefits, as these were not specified in her contract. Additionally, there were no procedural errors or unfair practices identified regarding her employment dismissal. I would like to confirm that we have communicated the committee's observation and conclusions to the Honorable Josiah Samoe. The Honorable Member has reviewed the committee's finding and expressed satisfaction with the facts and conclusions presented. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank the committee for their cooperation, and I want to bring it to light in this county assembly that it is the mandate of the Committee on Labour and Public Service to investigate cases such as this. It is again worrying, Mr. Speaker, and I must bring it to the knowledge of the public. The other day, I saw His Excellency the Governor appearing before Senate to respond to a question of whether an ECD teacher also was fairly dismissed from service. The same had not been deliberated here, and I would like to ask the Senate to revert such minor cases to this assembly to deal with, because the stature of the governor is a bigger stature. Cases like this can be handled by us and the County Public Service, whose mandate is to hire and fire, and the County Public Service. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, this one has been expeditiously done. The Honorable Josiah Samoe have been served with the report, and I must attest that I must thank him because he cooperated throughout the inquiry. He sat with us. We went together. As we were interviewing Miss Emily Chelangat, he sat with us, and I must commend him for being there for his people. The people of Nyongores are very lucky because they have an MCA who follows their issues. Mr. Speaker, I beg to end there as I hand over the report, though the report has initially been shared with the County Assembly through the necessary portals, and I hope we are also publishing it in the County Assembly website for everyone to check. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Member, for that elaborate answer. I'll keep few minutes for comments from honorable members. Honorable Josiah.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I applaud the committee for coming up with satisfactory answers to my statement. I am in agreement with their recommendation, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Eric.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to respond to the report that has been done by the Committee on Labour. I was just seated here, Honorable Speaker, listening to the report by my very good friend, Honorable Kipchirchir, and I am a bit lost that members who have been elected to support or even represent the interest of the public sometimes act as conduits. I'm listening through the terms of engagement of Ms. Chelangat, and I am lost. Honorable Josiah, you're too quick to accept this answer, and you know why? I expected the committee to come up with a few recommendations to the public service and the HR department in the county. One, when someone has been engaged for more than 8 years on contractual terms, Honorable Speaker, I think it's only fair for such a person to be given a proper contract with terms of engagement, with even a gratuity. When a member stands in this house and applauds a committee or even says a committee has done their work, whereas we see a clear injustice to a person from this county when they have not been given any good contractual terms. Ms. Chelagat engagement in the county, when you look through the history of being given a 1-year contract, then a 2-year contract, then a terminal contract. And this is a person who teaches our young children in the ECD, Honorable Speaker. Then it says a lot about how we treat the people who do the uttermost good work for our young kids in the ECDs, Honorable Speaker. And I want to maybe my recommendation to the Honorable Committee that as much as you want to give answers, can we have a fair and a humane manner in responding to questions? And do not be afraid of calling out bad manners in the County Executive Human Resource Department. Reason being, when we see a person who's worked for this county for 8 years, however the age, that person should have gone home with a gratuity of 8 years, and that will always be pegged at 31%. That person should not have been treated to the circus of a 1-year contract, then 2-year contract. So I think it is part of a larger conversation in this county that we need to have a structured way of hiring and even employing employees in this county, and even a decent send-off for someone who has served this county for more than 5 years. So for someone to just wish away a report and say it was not unfair, then I'm thinking we are lost in this county if we continue doing this work. We need to be an oversight house that seeks to give dignity to the employees of this county in any position, so that we are not treating a person who has worked for this county for 8 years like they've just worked for a 2-day. So, Honorable Speaker, as much as we want to just close on this matter, maybe because Ms. Chelagat has gone on retire, but how about other members who serve this county diligently and have worked on contract for more than 5 years? So I think, Honorable Speaker, it's only fair to point out to the Committee on Labour that even as we look through issues to deal with HR, we need to be fair to our employees, we need to be fair to everyone, so that whenever even you have to deal with a report like this, Honorable Speaker, it has to be fair. I look at that and I'm thinking, the only thing that that lady who has retired, she has nothing to look back to, even after serving this county for all those years. She can only look back and say, I wish someone else who had a humane heart had handled her issues, should have given her a good retirement package. And I know even right now, the people who have worked for the national government enjoy a good retirement even with a monthly pension. I would not be surprised that Ms. Chelagat has gone home and she does not enjoy a pension to date. So I think it's only fair for strong recommendations to be made to the public service and even to the HR, so that when we engage anybody to serve this county for whatever time, then they need to enjoy some level of dignity and some level of benefit, so that we do not have an honorary member trying to come fight for her beyond her retirement age. So, Honorable Speaker, I think maybe the committee need to, maybe into the future, look through any other issue that has been raised, even on this matter, and make better recommendations that we've had. So without looking like I'm castigating the committee, maybe that is the level of the understanding and capacity. But I have previously served in the county. You know, I stand here, Honorable Speaker, I served at the county government for a period of almost 5 years on a contract like Ms. Chelagat did. And you know the unfair treatment that employees go through. And when we come here in the assembly and have to just wish away a report like this, then it pains my heart, because I know there are several other people who are out there who have not been given proper contracts, terms, and they're suffering out there. There are recommendations even in the second assembly that those people who have served in the county for a certain period of time be given consideration when they come for employment. But you know, the Public Service Board has been adamant. They've been picking people from out there, leaving people who have served the county for the longest time. So, Honorable Speaker, I think it is important for all of us to understand, so that whenever we act on this issue, we work on it diligently and make proper recommendations to help the employees who work at the county executive. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I give my comment at that. Thank you.
Honorable Member from Longiza.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this time. Let me just take this opportunity also to welcome the Uraya team and the members from the Silibwet ward. And the coordinator of the Uraya is coming from my ward, and is our bishop in Belfast Churches of Kenya in the South Rift. We really say welcome to the Assembly. Honorable Speaker, I stand to support what my colleague chair on budget have said. There is a lot of discrimination in terms of contract terms in this county. I don't know if the HR mothers is being followed, because when you find the CEO, the CEC, their contract are being sent off with some token of gratuity. But this small group of maybe ECD and the rest, they are being sent annually. Honorable Speaker, I'm the one who was in this first assembly in 2014, and we engaged around 800 ECD assistants, which were advertised and rerouted to this county. After that, we sat down and see that there is another group of over 45 years, which have, they are not coming in as permanent and pensionable. And we consider around 200 to make a 1,000 in number. The 200 is not only Chelangat, a group of them. There are around 200 in my records that I know they were given this kind of a contract of 1 year. So, Honorable Speaker, as the County Assembly, through the Labour Committee, we really request that they can follow and see if the terms of HR mothers in Public Service Board are being followed well, so that our people cannot be just thrown away anyhowly. We still have problem in this county of labor, because we are now 10 years or more than 10 years since we started the devolution, and we are not supposed to be talking about how these terms of contracts and whatever, the permanent, we have to be having the laws put straight so that we can have our people being secure. Even the others, like enforcement officers, they are having the same problem. And other cadres, they have the same problem. We find that we have a lot of cases on labor matters in this county. And we want, as the Assembly, through the Labor Committee, that they can assist us so that we put things in order. Thank you, Honourable Speaker. But Chelangat should have at least something, not just to go home like that, and the rest of the around 200 staff. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Honourable Member, for your good comments on the issue of Madam Chelangat. It is coming clearly that there might be other ECD teachers who may be suffering the same fate as Madam Chelangat, Emily Chelangat. So, Honourable Member, there are two options here. The two members who've shown satisfaction of the same can come up with another statement, maybe asking the fate of the 200 which you've mentioned. I believe the committee will still be in position to deliberate on the issue. Honourable Peter.
Mr. Speaker, with your permission, allow me in 1 minute to clarify something that seemed like it is misunderstood by the two honourable members. Mr. Speaker, the committee did enough research, and Honourable Speaker, the county public service is not operating in isolation. It is guided by statutes and principles that have been laid down by Parliament, and Mr. Speaker, including the international labour law. Honourable Speaker, when you look at the labour and employment laws, Cap 226, first schedule, the general principle under the Kenya law is that fixed term employment contracts carry no expectations of renewal. The contract is terminable upon expiry of terms unless the wordings of the contract allows for the construction of a reasonable expectations of renewal. Honourable Speaker, I used simple English while I was expounding on the report. In this case, we have copies of the contract terms of Mrs. Chelangat, and it is explicit here. I've annexed it as annex number 3. The terms of employment and even how she will exit. In this case, Mr. Speaker, the law says that unless the contract wordings allows for the construction of a reasonable expectation of renewal. In this case, it wasn't. You know, Mr. Speaker, the committee does not have the mandate to formulate laws and force government bodies to follow. We follow the established law. While doing our research, we made reference to 5 statutes. Number 1 is the Employment Act, Cap 226, clause number 2. The Regulation of Wages and Conditions of Employment Act, Cap 229, subsection number 3. Honourable Speaker, the Trade Union Act, Cap 233, subsection number 4. And Mr. Speaker, the Trade Disputes Act, Cap 234, 5. And the Factories and Other Places of Works Act, Cap 514. Mr. Speaker, we also looked at the Workman's Compensation Act, Cap 236. And all these are very clear. Remember, when the county government employs, they give you an offer of employment, explaining the terms of service and how you will exit, and ask you to either accept it or decline it. Mr. Speaker, if you accept it the way they are, when they say there is no express explanation that there is an entitlement of a gratuity of something or something at the end of the term, then that is it. If you say kindly adjust and make sure that I get a gratuity as I exit, then that means you are declining the employment. In this case, Mr. Speaker, it is imperative for this House to do 2 things, honorably. 1 is to propose legislative changes to make sure that everybody who is employed by the county government has his gratuity catered for as a condition. Mr. Speaker, remember, the county government is is operating on an open check, and I agree with him. But not that the committee should write recommendations to the Public Service Board. No, it is the County Assembly to ask for the UHR manual and make sure that while employing people on contract, we make the government take the initiative of paying them gratuity as they exit. But without that, if it is not in the law, then the committee does not have the mandate to force the Public Service Board to put it in the law. Number two, Mr. Speaker, is for the County Assembly to educate the public that when you are taking employment, make sure that the same clause is inserted. Otherwise, Mr. Speaker, to the best of my knowledge, the committee delved on the three questions that were asked. Mr. Speaker, if the honourable member has asked if there is a plan by the committee to advise the board on including a clause on pecuniary benefits as one exits employment, we would have done it. Mr. Speaker, I stand guided and I'm applied. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the time you've given me to respond.
Okay, thank you, Honourable Member. There was a statement which was sought by Honourable Japhet Cheruyot and was committed to Committee on Health. Honourable Changmori, kindly take the floor.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, statement was sought by Honourable Japhet Cheruyot on 6th August 2024 from the to the Chair, Health and Sanitation, concerning whether the county government is aware of a hepatitis B outbreak in a Bomet ward, Kitala location, Kipsinjiri village. This outbreak was claimed one life, with several others fear to have
Point of order,
contracted the diseases.
Honourable Josephat.
Speaker, the question that is being answered to was sought by Honourable Japhet Cheruyot, the member from Imbomos, and he is not in the chamber, Mr. Speaker. Number two, the question also being answered by the Chair, Health, was asked on 6th of August, whereas the question that was asked on that first, I did ask a question on that 1st of July, Mr. Speaker, and it was cited as urgent by the Speaker, and when I asked for it to be responded within 7 days, the Speaker allowed the committee to respond within 21 days, Mr. Speaker. 2 months now, and the same question has not been responded to, and I'm asking for your guidance, Mr. Speaker, because this matter was very urgent, and it has since not been responded to by the same Committee on Health. Thank you.
Okay, I had ruled in the morning, Honourable Member, that the statements which have been sought and they are overdue to be looked into by the table office. And what we had at our disposal were the first one, which has just been dealt with by Honourable Peter, and this one which Honourable Changmorg is now answering. So kindly, the matter has been picked and it is being handled. Thank you, Honourable Member, as I had ruled in the morning. So it will appear in our next business. Honourable Changmorg, the matter which Honourable Josephat raised was also committed to Committee on Health and Sanitation. I think so, Honourable Josephat.
Yes, Honourable Speaker.
Yeah, you being the chair, how far have you gone? Just mention the status of the statement.
Okay, thank you, Honourable Speaker. The statement which was signed by the Honourable Member is ready. Maybe we can answer even tomorrow. And this one, which is I'm answering now is for Jafet Cheruyot. It's not within the house, but I don't know. I can, because he is aware, and I've just given him a copy of response, and also we have invited him to look into the matter. So I don't know if I can just continue. You can guide me on the same.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Member. The Honorable Josephat was there in the morning, and he was aware that this question will be appearing this afternoon, because we were deferring it from morning when one of the members sought to leave, so that it can be tabled this afternoon.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Joseph.
I think by the time during morning hours, when Honorable Josephat was here, the order paper that was appearing in the morning hours was not capturing this question. So it is good if we can postpone until he comes to the chamber, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Charles.
I want to believe, Honorable Speaker, once the report is ready and the committee has looked into it, once it is ready for the debate, it is no longer the property of an individual. It's a property of the whole House. I believe, with your guidance, Honorable Jangmori can proceed because Honorable Chavet was waiting for that report and is not going to do the opposite, Honorable Speaker. Kindly allow Jangmori to execute the remaining part of the report, Honorable Speaker.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Member. Well, as I've said, that Honorable Jaffet was there in the morning, and the matter appeared, and I ruled in the morning that it will be appearing this afternoon. So kindly, Honorable Jangmori, proceed, because the matter is of importance to all the members.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want also to apologize for being absent in the afternoon, in the morning. I was brief. On Sunday, I had a cousin which caught an accident along the Narok Bomet road in Kipturgut area. That is why I was not there this morning and yesterday. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chapet wanted to be furnished with the comprehensive report on the following issues: the immediate measures being taken by the Department of Medical Services to contain the spread of the hepatitis B in the affected areas. That is number one. Number two, the steps being taken, being implemented to provide medical assistance and vaccination to those potential exposed to the virus. Whether the investigation has been launched to determine the source of the outbreaks, and if so, state preliminary finding on the same. The fourth question is the public health awareness and educational campaign being planned to inform the residents about the symptoms, transmissions, prevention measures of the disease. Number five, additional healthcare resources and personnel that have been allocated to Mbomos ward to manage the situations and prevent the further spread of the disease. Number six, the long-term strategies which has been put in place to prevent the future outbreak of the disease and other infectious diseases in the rural areas like Kipsirichit village. The committee sitting on 8 August 2024 resolves to write a letter to the CCM Health and Sanitation through the office of the clerk to inquire on the same. Honorable Speaker, the response from the CC Health Mr. Speaker, in the response of dated 12 August 2024, Reference 8/2024, CEC responded to the issues raised in the statements as follows. The immediate measures being taken by the Department of Medical Services to contain the spread of the disease in the affected areas. The immediate interventions measures undertaken by the Department of Health Services to contain the spread of the disease in the affected areas was surveillance and reporting. That is one. The disease is categorized as a communicable disease, and recognized the case responded to the Public Health Department within 72 hours, and it has been reported by post-hoc community health assistants who made the visit to the family. Honorable Speaker, health officials investigating to determine the circumstance surrounding the death of the 29-year-old male patients. They visited Tenwek Hospital, where was last treated, and his home to ensure that all the conducts received the first dose of the disease vaccination, and the Konoin Sub-County Disease Surveillance Coordinator obtained the treatment and history and established the cause of death. Health officers also visited the home state and village for the further investigations and health education. Adequate hepatitis B vaccinations was provided in prevention to any other cases in the area or elsewhere in the county. The six conduct of the disease were received the first dose at Tenwek Hospital and will receive their adequate subsequent dose at the county health facilities. Honorable Speaker, the person who passed away was treated from Tenwek, and we really thank Tenwek because we were working together to make sure that we contain the spread of the disease. Number B, it was a step taken to provide the medical assistance and vaccination to those potential exposed to the virus. Screening of all the contacts, that is, the department conduct screening for all individuals who have been in contact with the patient cases. Vaccination for negative contacts. The best way to prevent hepatitis B is to prove vaccinations, and hepatitis B vaccination is safe and efficient. It is recommended for children, teenagers, and adults who are not fully vaccinated against the disease. Another answer is that counseling and treatment. Cases receive counseling and appropriate treatment. Community sensitizations to the disease. The affected communities were educated about the prevention methods and the mode of the disease transmissions. Through the public health officers, the community health assistants, and community health promoters visited the areas and conducted health educations to the residents, and health education is aimed to provide accurate information on the disease, as well as dispelling any other fear that associated with the disease. The residents were also urged to seek medical attention whenever they experience any symptoms of the disease and any other disease. Number C, which was another question, was whether the investigation has been launched to determine the source of the outbreaks, and if so, state the preliminary finding on the same. The department has carried out the investigation and follow up all the immediate contacts of the deceased and established that all the 6 contacts have been given the first dose of the deceased vaccination at the Tenwek Hospital. Surveillance and reporting of the case is ongoing, and follow up the families, members, and the conduct will be done. The conducts will be done through the following steps: case identifications and reporting, health facilities identifying, report and suspended or confirm cases of the disease, conduct tracing, help workers tracing and identify the close contact of the confirmed cases, and these conducts may include family members, friends, other who were significantly exposed to the affected person. Contacts are assessed for their risk of infections and may be tested for the disease. Monitoring and following up closely conduct or monitored for symptoms and signs of the disease. Follow up the visits are scheduled to check their health status and ensure timely intervention if needed. Vaccination and prevention measures, conducts who are not previously vaccinated and immune receive the vaccination of the disease. Number D, the public health awareness and education campaign being planned to inform the resident about the symptoms and transmission and prevention measures of the disease. The department has carried out an awareness and educate the campaign on preventive measures, such avoiding the sharing personal items like recipe, or preventing further spread. We carry out health education at the village and surrounding villages to fact on the disease, including transmission, symptoms, treatments, prevention measures of the disease. The department, through the public health officers, community health assistants, and community health promoters, have visited the areas and conclude the health education to the resident. Health education is the aiming to providing accurate information on the disease as well as dispelling any fear and might associate with the disease. The resident were also urged to seek medical attention. E, which is additional healthcare resources and personnel that have been allocated to Embomos Ward to manage the situations and prevent further spread of the disease. The department adhere to the infections prevention and control protocols within the health care facilities, regularly assess and improve infections control practices, including hand hygiene, sterilizations, waste management, and ensuring that health personnel are aware of infection risk following safety precautions. The department is also rolling a primary health care network, hub and spoke approach towards the effective implementation of Kenya Primary Health Care Strategy Framework of 2019 to 2024. Each PCN is composed of the referral facilities, several other primary health care facilities established to deliver the access of the PHC services for the patients and coordinate within other hospitals. This model improved the overall operation efficiency of the health facilities and emphasized the needs for the population within the community as the entryway to the health system. Honorable Speaker, primary care network is designed as an hub and spoke model within multidisciplinary terms at primary rural hospitals service as support several spokes including dispensaries, health centers, like to the community health units. Cheptalal Sub-County Hospitals, located at Bomet Ward, serve as an hub for Konoin PCN. Cheptalal Community Unit, a community health assistants, and 10 community health promoters who are ready to provide the required service in the community, including surveillance, health, education, promotion, as well as referral. The county referral systems as well is available and is able to handle any further spread of the disease. The surrounding that are required for curbing the spread of the disease include the disease vaccination, logistics for the terms visit, the wards, following up, and health education, to which the department is available as and when needed. The last question, Honorable Speaker, which was here, is the long-term strategies which has been put in place to prevent the future outbreak of the disease and other infectious diseases in the rural areas, like the one in that area of Bomet. In the rural areas like Kipsirchir village, implementing affected strategies to prevent future outbreaks of infectious diseases is crucial. Here are the long-term approach in place. Health education and awareness, educating the community about the disease and transmission and prevention and vaccination, and raising awareness about the practice, hygiene, and sanitation. Vaccination campaign, organizing regular vaccination drives to ensure widespread coverage, and collaborating with county, KEMSA, NGOs to provide free or subsidized vaccination. Surveillance and monitoring, establishing disease surveillance system to detect the outbreak early and monitoring disease strength and risk factors. Community engagement, involving community elders, village elders, influence, encouraging community practices in health programs. Improving health infrastructure, strengthening rural county health facilities, and ensuring access of diagnosis, test, that is, and treatment. We put in an emergency fund, Honorable Speaker. The drugs are available, that is, for in our labs, so that we can identify the disease immediately when there is a sign of the same. Change in interventions, promoting safe behaviors. Promoting safe behaviors. The disease, Honorable Speaker, can only transmit through sex, avoiding sharing needles or any other sharp tools that can maybe you can use with the same contact in the blood system. Addressing cultural practice that may contribute to the disease spread. It is not far, Honorable Speaker, from the way HIV is moving, but this one is more because of the contact of even anything that can move to the stream of the blood. Water and sanitation improvement. Provide clean water, source, and sanitation facility, reducing the risk of the waterborne infection. The department endeavor to strengthen its health care systems by sanitizing of its health care workers, including capacity building, of community health promoters who are present in all the villages in order to assist the surveillance, detect, and actions to be taken whenever any disease affects the residents of the county. Committee Observation, Honorable Speaker. The committee on sitting on 15th August 2024 deliberated on the report from the CC and made the following observation. In reporting, the committee noted that the response from the CEC is sufficient and statement seeker be given the response. Honorable Speaker. Conclusion, the response of the statements was elaborate, therefore sufficient answer statement sought. We have attached the letter of the CEC response. The member, I beg the member to adopt this report from the Department of Health. Honorable Speaker, this is a very serious disease. That was not, we didn't have time even to sit down immediately. We have the report. That is why we move very fast and work on the same. So we have all those things was put in place. Even the committee in health department that are making this research are in place. Honorable Speaker, there is even a chair chairing the same, of which we were very keen because we didn't want to just rely on the community health promoters, but we have attached every community health unit so that it can give immediate report because they have their gadgets and also they have the reporting way of reporting this system because we have some gadgets that are using to report instantly wherever there is any case of the same. Honorable Speaker, the department is well concerned and we really thank the members for supporting the Department on Health on various instances. That is why we have capacity to tackle any disease that can arise in Bomet. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to urge the members to adopt the report.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Member. Maybe you can accord some few minutes for members to highlight their comments, if any. Okay, thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Jose.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move a procedural motion. Notwithstanding the resolution made on 28 February 2024 at 2:30 p.m. approving the County Assembly calendar regular session 2024 and pursuant to standing orders 28.4 of the County Assembly standing orders, this County Assembly is resolved to adjourn today for a short recess to 15 October 2024 at 2:30 p.m. The honorable members, Mr. Speaker, have a lot of activities to undertake in their various work concerning development. So I urge all the members here to debate this motion and approve it, Mr. Speaker. And I request Honorable Nathan Kibet to second.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to second the motion moved by Deputy Majority Leader. Honorable Speaker, this short recess is very important because, Honorable Speaker, we have not been able to maybe meet our bosses who are the electorates for quite some time. So the short recess will give us an opportunity to go and meet them and maybe deal with some of the issues or concerns that they have. Honorable Speaker, it will also give us an opportunity because in our various committees we have serious businesses. Like for my case in Finance Department or the Finance Committee, we are currently dealing with the Finance Bill. This short recess will also give us an opportunity to do more engagements on the same Finance Bill. So it will give us an opportunity to do more consultation. So I second and I urge honorable members that we approve this motion to allow us deal with issues that concern our electorates and also those which concerns our committees. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second.
Okay, thank you, the motion mover and the seconder. I now propose that notwithstanding the resolution made on 28 February 2024 at 2:30 p.m. approving the County Assembly calendar, regular sessions 2024, and pursuant to standing orders 28.4 of the County Assembly standing orders, this County Assembly resolved to adjourn today for a short recess to 15th October 2024 at 2:30 p.m. The floor is now open for debate.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to oppose the motion before us this afternoon that is seeking to alter the calendar of this House. Mr. Speaker, I want to bring to your attention the question that I brought before you earlier on in the morning. And while you asked the chair, he has affirmed that the report is ready. And if you can allow Mr. Speaker, that the question be answered tomorrow, so that we can then be able to break for the recess as per the calendar that we approved earlier on. So, Mr. Speaker, it is very unfair for this House to adjourn while some of the questions that are long overdue are still pending unanswered, and we only have a difference of a day. And so I beg your indulgence so that we meet tomorrow and consider the report from the Committee on Health. And Mr. Speaker, I know where you sit, you may not be able to have enough eyes, Mr. Speaker, to notice that we do not have quorum to dispense on this matter. Mr. Speaker, I reject.
Okay, I direct that the Sergeant at Arms ring the quorum bell. Honorable Chang Bimor.
Honorable Speaker, I think we have attained the quorum now.
Okay, thank you. I now want to put the question that notwithstanding the resolution made on 28 February 2024 at 2:30 p.m. approving the County Assembly calendar, regular sessions 2024, and pursuant to standing orders 28.4 of the County Assembly standing orders. This County Assembly resolved to adjourn today for short recess on 15 October 2024 at 2:30 p.m. And will as many of our similar opinions say aye?
Aye.
Will as many of our contrary opinions say nay?
Nay.
The ayes have it. Clerk.
Adjournment.
This sitting is adjourned to 15th October 2024 at 2:30 p.m.